Good morning, good afternoon, and a very happy Monday, guys. I hope you're doing well today. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. It was a busy one. We had lots of people streaming, people at conventions, people posting pictures. Oh, it was good. But it is the start of a new week, and we are back on Rise and Shine. So before I jump into it and start pulling up different articles to talk about, let me say hi to everybody. We have got the lovely Leia Rose. Good morning, honey. Ren Zero, great to see you. We have got both Muds, D-Bud Martin, and Brandon the Anime Guy. Good morning, gentlemen. Great to see you. Psychodwarf 9, hello, love. Good morning. We've got Leaky, good afternoon. Great to see you. Salty Texas C, good morning. Pancakes equal life. You are not wrong. Relief Crusader, great to see you. Good morning. We've got our favorite polar bear, Snortopubus Cuba. Hello. Great to see you. Let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Dovian Seitovod Sagain. Didn't think I got that right, but an attempt was made. But good morning, great to see you. Jim the Viking, good afternoon, great to see you as well. Gun Bunny, hello, lovely. Good morning. Let's see who else. We've got Daniel, hello, love. We've got Shield Wall of Dragons, great to see you, as always. I know I saw Keely Chow, it was in there earlier. Good morning, Keely. And let's see, I think that's everybody. I hate missing people. No, I miss Stunning and Brave Megatron and X11 Bravo Comics. Hello, guys. Great to see you. Good morning, and Andy Masterson. Great to see you, as always. Daniel said a heroic attempt by Purple. An attempt was made, absolutely. Thank you. I will do better next time. Just quickly, we've got a couple of chats that have come in. So we had a member chat from Still Abdul Inc. Great to see you as always. He's been with us for 2 months, and he says, "Hey, I got a members chat thingy. Cool, cool indeed. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Sil. Hope you're doing well." And we've also got from the man himself, Papi, Mexican Iron Man. He says, "Happy Monday. Please accept this support to the Ditch Puff Forever campaign fund. Hashtag Dragon Lives Don't Matter." Yes. I'm just trying to help Puff get back on the wagon, Mexican Iron Man. It's all for support. That's what it is. But great to see you. Good morning. Thank you so much. Always great to see Papi. Let's see. The first thing that I wanted to cover today, let me pull it up. Some people were talking about it in the chat I saw, so let's bring this up. I thought it was kind of silly. And what surprised me the most was actually her age in the first film, more than the age gap. But as we know, we've got a new Jurassic World Dominion, whatever you want to call it, film that is coming out pretty soon. And we've had some very odd stories coming mainly from the actors. We've heard less about the dinosaurs that are going to be brought into this film, more about the actors and their feelings about things. So we've also had news that there is going to be a openly bisexual character in the film. Okay, I don't know if that helps the plot in any way, but that's fine, I guess. But we've also got from a couple of days ago, and I think this has been updated, Laura Dern, who is back, obviously, with most of the original cast for this film, has decided to address the inappropriate, in her words, age gap with Jurassic Park co-star Sam Neill. So, according to this, the 20-year age gap between Jurassic Park stars Sam Neill and Laura Dern was never massively apparent until recently brought to light by the stars. Gotta admit, never cared. It wasn't something that I really considered back, was it 93 when the first film came out? I was too busy looking at fantastic dinosaurs up on the screen and being blown away by the special effects. But let's see what this article has to say. There are many times when some aspects of older movies are cast in different light years after release, and for Laura Dern, the age gap between her and her co-star Sam Neill is one of them. In the original Jurassic Park, the characters of Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant have some kind of relationship together, but their off-screen actors had a 20-year age gap that's never really came across in the movie. See, I don't see why that's such a big deal. It was never apparent in the film. It never added or took away from the chemistry that they had on in the film. So I don't know why she's bringing this up. For me, it's kind of a non-issue, but let's see where she goes with this. So it goes on to say, only now has the realization of such big difference in the actors' ages dawned on the stars who played the role, with Laura Dern admitting that it seemed more inappropriate now by what's expected in today's society. In 1993, Laura Dern was 26. I would have actually pegged her as closer to 30, 32. That's how she looked to me. So I was surprised that she was actually 26, while Sam Neill had just turned 46. While there have been many celebrity couples with similar age gaps ahead of the pair's return to the Jurassic franchise, Dern told the Sunday Times that she didn't notice that it was inappropriate, as it now seems for the two stars to be so far apart in age in those roles, with the male star being vastly older than his female counterpart. She went on to say, it felt completely appropriate to fall in love with Sam, and it was only now when we returned in a moment of cultural awareness about the patriarchy, there it is, and that I was like, wow, we're not the same age. It took her this long to realise. Before I continue, let me jump back and see what you guys have to say. Daniel says, wow, Purple dropping the hammer on women the hardest. Yep, absolutely. Well, it just seems weird. Why bring this up? It wasn't brought up in the film. It wasn't addressed. It was two people that clearly worked together. And if I remember the dynamic, they were sort of in an implied relationship, but it wasn't really talked about. But he was obviously the professor. She was the doctor working under him. It's just a really bizarre thing to talk about. Shield Wall of Dragons says this article is trying to farm misogyny, hate clicks is all. I think so, but for me, I would be focusing far more on the dinosaurs, or on the whatever else they can bring into this franchise that seems to be slowly declining. And we know that this is obviously the third film in this particular trilogy, but apparently there's a whole new trilogy coming after this one is finished as well. So they really want this Jurassic Park franchise to keep going. D. Bud Martin says there's an inappropriate age gap between myself and Purple, but I don't mind. And hey to Borg Paul, great to see you. Says she was younger in Blue Velvet. Absolutely. Honestly, I thought she was much older in Jurassic Park. I didn't realize she was only 26, but that doesn't really matter because it's not brought up. Brandon says Sam Neill is a legend. Changed my mind. Can't agree with you more. I think Sam Neill is a fantastic actor, and I actually like Laura Dern as an actress. I don't think she's terrible. I didn't particularly like her as in Star Wars, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see what else they've got to say. So Sam Neill found the age difference was not something unusual for the time Jurassic Park was made, and in fact only really discovered how it was perceived following a chance encounter with a magazine called Old Geezers and Gals, in which the pair was featured. He then said, I'm 20 years older than Laura, which at the time was completely appropriate age difference for a leading man and lady. It never occurred to me until I opened a magazine that there was an article called Old Geezers and Girls. That's harsh. People like Harrison Ford and Sean Connery acting with much younger people. And there I was on the list. I thought, come on, it can't be true. If you're going to be on a list with Harrison Ford and Sean Connery, I'd take it, to be honest. I'd be absolutely fine with it. And this isn't anything new. You guys are talking about it in the chat. How many leading couples can you think in films where there's been an age gap between male and female counterparts? It's a non-issue, but I thought it was definitely worth bringing up. Let's see what else they've got to say. The perspective of age gaps has been something that's often been brought up in Hollywood, whether relating to pairings on screen or in real life couples off screen. As Jurassic World Dominion brings back 3 of its main stars, there is little doubt that anyone would have an issue with the 20-year age gap between Dern and Neil this time around. Almost 3 decades on from the release of Jurassic Park, Laura Dern is now 55, with Sam Neill about to turn 74. He does not look 74. Fair play to him. And all of at those ages, no one seems to care about an age difference anymore. So why is it an issue, back then, if she was 26 and he was, 20 years older? Why is perspective shifted now? That's my question. Why does it matter? Over the years, Hollywood couples such as Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, George and Amal Clooney, Jason Statham and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, and others have all received comments about their around 2-decade age gap difference. While there are some who question age gaps between couples, whether in real life or in fiction, there can always be the argument that age, in the end, is just a number. And honestly, that would be my takeaway from this as well. Why does it matter? Why bring it up now? It clearly didn't bother her in the last 30 years that this film has been out. So why bring it to light now? It's a very weird thing to bring up. Al Necron, great to see you. He says, file under no one cares. Laura Dern, absolutely. Porg. Anyone see a movie called Blank Check? An older woman kisses a little boy, for crying out loud. Exactly. Stunning and Brave Megatron brings up a really good point as well. It's in a man's nature to look for a younger partner, basically because biology, younger women are better candidates to make babies with. Exactly. And Brandon, yes, no one cared before. It is, for me, a non-issue. Let's see what Jim's got to say. Age gap in later life doesn't matter so much if you have great chemistry and lots of shared passions and interest. Well said. Exactly. Yeah, I am firmly in the camp of that. Age at the end of the day is just a number. It's maturity. It's how well people get on together. I think those are far more important than mere numbers. Andy Masterson says, Purple Valkyrie, they tried to make that an issue of his last year with Florence Pugh. I think I remember that, actually. Yes. It always seems to be from the perspective of the women as well, and I actually feel really sorry for Sam Neill that he got put into this list of, old geezers and girls. That's a horrible thing to have happen. But I really like him as an actor. I think he's great. I'm not sure if I'm particularly interested in the new, Jurassic Park Dominion. I didn't particularly like the previous 2, but I just think this whole advertising and of all the weird things that they could choose to talk about, this is one of them. So let me get rid of that. And Stunning and Brave Megatron continues, and younger women typically look for an older man because they have their shit together so much more than a younger guy still creating his value. Absolutely. It comes back down again to biology. And a lot of people, will argue that. Let's see what else you guys have got to say. Salty says, creating victimhood for others' clout. Absolutely. How stunning and brave. Yes, I think they're just trying to drum up a little bit of attention for this film, which I think is coming out soon, if I remember correctly. But we'll see. Archie Connon, good afternoon. Good to see you. He says, I saw a chart somewhere that while women preferred age in partner generally increases along with their own, that men tend to stay around 22. I think I've seen that as well. Yes. X11 Bravo Comics says, sounds like she's insecure about her own aging and wants to feel younger than she is. She's closing in on senior citizen discount status and can't accept it. To be fair, neither of them look like their actual age. They're both looking great. But it's weird, isn't it? And Alan Macron says, poor guy wants his new movie to do well and gets called an old geezer. Absolutely. F's in the chat for Sam Neill. Oh, poor Sam. Let's see. Let me jump onto something else. Let's see what else have we got. We've got some weird ones today. Like I said, so that's probably the only. Well, no, I tell a lie. That's not the only pop culture one that I've got. But let me pivot to something entirely different now. So I was casting around yesterday, looking for stories to cover, as I always do for the Monday show. And you know how much we've been enjoying getting to talk about supernatural and paranormal and everything that's kind of weird and esoteric. So I found this rather bizarre article which I thought I would share with you guys. So this one, apparently we have from TikTok, so take this with as much salt as you can carry. A time traveler from 2236 says deadly meteor, the Draconids, will hit Europe this year. Indeed, let's see what he has to say. So, another day, another self-proclaimed time traveler, and this time they're suggesting a deadly meteor shower named the Draconids will hit Europe later this year. Check it out. So, obviously, lots of ads. I'm not going to play it because I'd probably get claimed for it anyway, but we do have a breakdown of it. So it says now, if you've been following TikTok, I don't recommend it. Boom, time traveler boom of late. You'll know to take these predictions with a heavy pinch of salt. Nonetheless, the anonymous time jumper stands by their claims. Their handle even states, I am a real time traveler. So, they're legit. There you go, guys. In a recent video, the TikToker who stays there from the year 2236 warned about a number of upcoming events to look out for in 2022. So let's see what 2022 has got planned for us. Get your 2022 bingo cards ready, guys. In a recent video, so it says, kicking off with a disclosure, text over the clip reads, many people still don't believe me. I'm a real time traveller from the year 2236, and I have come to this date and time to warn you about the upcoming events of this year. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? So, first up, they claim humans are going to have their first real alien contact with an outer space species called Azarax. All right. Who say they will touch down on the south side of Alaska on 7th of July. So just around the corner, guys. That's convenient. Mark that one in your calendars and we'll see if it happens. Still with us? Alrighty then. Let's see what else they've got to say. Next up, a hacker by the name of Stack. Okay. Will supposedly delete over 36.7 million TikTok accounts due to their strong beliefs against social media on the 13th of August of this year. Honestly, I would recommend anybody with a TikTok account to delete it. Just saying. To be fair, this one isn't completely out of the realms of possibility. So whether or not this will be deleted by TikTok themselves, by the country that run TikTok, or by somebody hacking, we will see. But I think that of all the predictions this guy has come up with, or girl, we don't know. A big chunk of TikTok accounts being deleted is probably the most likely. And then lastly, but definitely not least, they write on October 12th, mark that date, guys, there will be a deadly meteor named the Draconids, which will hit Europe, causing many casualties. Well, we'll see. Whilst the jury's out on whether any of these will come true, it's safe to say the online community aren't convinced. Commenting on the clip, which has received more than 110,000 views at the time of writing, one person said, so you came back from 2236 to go on TikTok? Shake my head. Others were quick to point out that a number of the TikTokers' previous predictions are yet to come true, including a person who said, bro, you said in June there will be creatures in the Pacific, but nothing happened. Yes. Second commenter said he takes these videos down with dates that have passed and nothing happens. So I think it's going to be a case of, I don't think so, guys, but I still think it's very, very funny. There were those who, at the very least, admired their social media strategy, with one person writing, "When all your predictions are wrong, you still get views. Low key, smart." Absolutely. So, whether you believe these claims or not, and I'm guessing the latter, I am in that category, it's probably best not to go making your apocalypse plans just yet. And at the very least, you've got until October until the draconids do hit. So there you have it, guys. Anybody in Europe, we're gonna get hit by meteors apparently. Uh, that's a shame. I had plans. Brandon says, "Can't help but laugh at this crap." Absolutely, it is funny. Necron says Godzilla's late. I'm guessing that was his previous prediction about whatever creature was supposed to show up. Snorter Pooper says the good side of that story is the asteroid will wipe out monkeypox. Very, very, very good points. And Ren Zero absolutely says June hasn't happened yet, to be fair. Absolutely. So whether they were talking about June of last year when he made predictions, or whether they're talking about June this year, getting a little bit ahead of himself. Southern Viking, great to see you. It says, so what are you saying, that I should cancel my trip to Europe? Absolutely not. Come to Europe, have a fantastic time. Just bring an umbrella with you just in case. I'm sure that'll, save you from oncoming meteors. Salty's all for it, says, yes, huge meteor, bring it on. Depending on where it hits, I guess, in Europe. I'm sure people could come up with a few countries. Knowing my luck, it'll land in my back garden, but that's just me. Dovey says, please let this come true. Which one? The one about the TikTok being deleted, or the one about the asteroid hitting us? Or both. We could go with both. Daniel says, anonymous time traveler wearing a anonymous hoodie. Sus. Absolutely. I love it. I love finding stupid stories that I can share with you guys. Dave Bub, good morning. He says, I want zombies. Yeah, I kind of did as well. So I was thinking, if we were going to have some apocalypse that was going to hit us, especially with the with what we've gone through in 2020, at least kind of make it interesting. But unfortunately, not. No, we just got a version of the flu. Let's see. Leah Rose, hey sweetheart. She says, "Purple, you are so blessed." I am blessed. I'm very, very blessed. Very lucky, not only to know all of you guys, but to be relatively healthy, to be very to be able to do this, to be able to talk to you on a channel, and absolutely, I think it's very important to remember how lucky we are. So thank you, sweetheart. Psychodwarf 9, good morning, love. It says, purple, it'll hit, but it's going to be 12 centimeters across. Jim says, the hardest part about the zombie apocalypse is pretending that I'm not excited. Absolutely. I can imagine there's quite a few people out there who've kind of had a contingency plan just in case it does happen. Over here in the UK, we're not quite so lucky, but I think you guys in the US and other parts are definitely much more prepared than we are. Ren Zero says, this is definitely in the top 10 of stupid that you found. Thank you. I do my best. Sorry, guys, I had to take a quick drink. I like stupid, you know me. We can't be serious all the time, and I think Monday's a great day to just bring up some really dumb stories if we possibly can. Now I've got a couple more. Let me get rid of that one. Stop sharing it. Let's bring up, since we're talking dumb stories, let's bring up another one. So, guys, you know that recently I was in Iceland, had a fantastic time, really beautiful country, fantastic people, enjoyed the food, the scenery. It was a real treat. And one of the things that I was fortunate enough to see and to get to hang out with were Icelandic horses. So, this comes from the absolute bastion of journalistic integrity. I can't believe I just said that. The Mirror. So apparently, Icelandic horses will compose your out of office emails for you in bizarre service. Don't ask me how I came across this particular article. I was browsing and I couldn't help it myself. So let's see what they have to say. Tourism agency inspired by Iceland has created a giant keyboard, which one of the well-trained horses, Little Star, Rhymes, or Crochet, that's cute, will walk across to create a unique message. Oh, that's cute. Workers set to leave for a holiday but unsure what to write in their out of office message can relax and leave it up to the horses from Iceland as part of a bizarre stunt. The wacky idea is part of a new campaign inspired by Iceland, known as Outhorse Your Email. Okay, I'll take a moment to appreciate that. People can request a special message written by one of three animals: Little Star, Rhymes, or Crochet. Uh, a video shared by the tourism agency shows their human team setting up a large keyboard in which one of the three horses is led across to create the unique out of office message. Inspired by Iceland wrote, "Did we teach horses of Iceland to type on a gigantic keyboard? Yes. Yes, we did." I just can't. Oh, makes me happy. Nothing ruins a vacation like an email from your boss. That is one hell of a keyboard. I like how they set it up in front of a waterfall as well. That's genius. Okay, so this particular horse, this is Little Star. Everyone say hi to Little Star. So cute. They're great horses, even though technically they're ponies. But Icelanders will fight to the death to tell you that they are horses. So I will go with that. Let's see what they say in this. Oh God. Thankfully, Iceland has the perfect solution. Outhorse your email. Yes, seriously. There's nothing serious about this. Iceland's very special horses will write a real out of office replies so you can enjoy your vacation in peace. Even though they might be a bit smaller than many are used to, they're strong, smart, and unique with their 5 gates, and they can answer your emails. They're talking about the horses, not Icelanders. One person replied, "You could potentially get the same result after 6 glasses of wine, but this sounds like much more fun and better for your liver." Not only are Icelandic horses the most gorgeous creatures, this is true, they're lovely, but it turns out they have excellent business communication skills too. So let's see. There you have it. This is a example of what the Icelandic horses can compose for you. And honestly, I've written weirder messages. Anybody who's ever had a text or a DM from me can attest to that. Let me jump back and see what you guys are saying because I just can't. Let me see. Salty says, "Tiny Icelandic horse secretaries, sign me up. I need an admin." Psychodwarf9 says, "I want to see a horse keyboard." There you go. I will send you the article, Psychodwarf9. Let's see what else you guys have got to say. It's not a pooper says, "But will they write your let me start that again. Will they write your emails in Icelandic, which not many people outside of Iceland speak?" Very good point. I'm guessing you can decide Uh, Adobe says, yep, just read any mainstream media. Daniel, you've got it absolutely right. Is this more of Purple's fascination with tiny Nordic horses? It is, absolutely. Guilty as charged. X11 Bravo Comics, somebody's keyboard is getting Amber Hearded. Let's see, Southern Vikings. Sad thing is, the horses will probably be better paid than most of us in the chat. Amen to that. I would very much like to get a super chat from one of these Icelandic horses just to see what they say. Psychodwarf says Purple Valkyrie horses can type, but they can't spell worth a damn. Oh my god. But let me check my DMs. Thank you, Brandon. Much appreciated. Yes, okay. And thank you so much. We've got a couple of messages that have come in. Let me grab those. So we have got a member milestone from Salty, Texas. Thank you so very much. I'll see he's been with us for 4 months. He says, so Admiral Holder, was actually based on Laura Dern being a woke, hypocritical shrew in real life. Good to know. It does seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah, she's definitely making a issue out of a non-issue with that age gap. Very bizarre. And let me just check, because I think we've got a couple of super chats that have come in as well. So let me grab those. Thank you so much, guys. So I know we've got one from MB Geek. Great to see you. Good morning. He says, Papa Valkyrie, hope your weekend was great. It was, thank you. Had a blast to see my grandson's first birthday party. Happy birthday to him. By the way, when do you want to do the comic show with me? I've got several in mind. Well, let's see what we can set up. I will send you a DM and we'll try to get something sorted out for next week. How about that? Always enjoy getting to talk comics with you. So thank you. Thank you, MB Geek. And I believe we've got one more as well. Let me see if I can find it because it is playing up. I think we had one from Psychodwarf, which doesn't seem to want to show for me. So if I can't find it, what I will do is read it out. Let me see if I can find it. I will bring it up. But thank you, Psychodwarf. Really appreciate that. So we have got a $5 super chat as well from Psychodwarf9. He says, Dern shooting off her mouth must be a slow protest day. I absolutely agree. She's got to find something to complain about, though, I guess. But thank you so much, Psychodwarf. Let me just see if I can find it, because it is really weird that they're not showing up at the moment, even just scrolling through the chat. But let's see. No, it doesn't seem to be showing. I am so sorry. But thank you so much, guys, for your super chats. I really appreciate that. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Dave Bob says, put a horse-sized keyboard and see if they can play chopsticks. I would pay good money to see that. Which would be more entertaining, do you think, to see them walk across a giant keyboard or to walk across a giant, keyboard to type on, or a musical keyboard? Oh my gosh. Shield Wall of Dragon says this horse is writing the next season of Halo in this picture. El Necron, where can I order one of those keyboards? You know what? I wouldn't mind having one myself, just to kind of jump on the keys just to see what happens. That's kind of awesome. Let me jump back and see what else we've got in this very silly article. So let's see. This is where the idea came about. It came about after a survey by the tourism group that found at least 55% of workers check their emails whilst on holiday. Of those, 60% said their bosses expected them to reply despite being away from their desks. I don't know where horses came in, but let's see where we're going with this. Jelena Arm from Horses of Iceland said, "We received a very large replica of the keyboard. Said they got used to how to walk over it." Okay. I think they've been really enjoying themselves. They've been playing along really well and having some fun. I think you'll be able to see that, and yeah, it's been a great day. Despite the horses' best attempts, most of their responses read along the lines of, "I have no idea," but anyone who wants to try and pronounce that is more than welcome to. Sigur Dog Guttormundsdottir. That's quite a complicated name. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. Head of Visit Iceland said, "When visitors travel to Iceland, we want them to fully experience everything our nation has to offer, from breathtaking surroundings to endless landscapes and friendly faces." Can confirm all of the above. Our Outhorse Your Email service lets them do just that, taking away the pressure of feeling as if they have to always be on, instead of allowing them to be present throughout their trip. You know what? I'm going to scroll back up to the picture. There we go, because it makes me happy. So what did you think, guys? Do you think you would outsource your emails to an Icelandic horse to write? Renzero, despite the horse's best efforts. Yeah, what did they expect? Tonight on this episode of Horse Whisperer. But I can actually confirm that these horses, they are really super sweet. They're very friendly. They're almost dog-like because they're so attuned to people. They love people. So I'm not too surprised that they actually took to the idea of walking across this giant keyboard quite well. They seem to really like anything that's kind of like a novelty to them. So I actually think that this is a brilliant idea. Let's see what else you guys are saying. At Southern Viking, this sounds like someone has been watching the movie Big with Tom Hanks way too much. Agreed. Purple wants a hobbit-sized horse for Eddie to ride on the Rohirrim armor. That would be adorable. A hobbit-sized horse would just about do me as well. We're going to ride into battle at the same time. So Bob says a horse is a horse, of course, absolutely. Zuba, they are super domesticated. They are absolutely very very ancient breed, and they're so kind of protected on Iceland that once a horse is taken off the island, they're not actually allowed to return because of the potential for bringing disease back to the native population. That's how much they care about these horses. Nay. Great to see you. Hey, it says if horses were really that intelligent, they would probably act dumb whilst planning to eradicate humanity. Yeah, I think so. Dolphins would also fall into that category as well. And this is very Monty Python, I've got to admit. Yeah, this reminds me of the Monty Python sketch with the pantomime horses. And let me say a huge thank you as well to Daniel. He sent us a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, honey. It's all fun and games until the fame turns an innocent horse onto sugar addiction. Absolutely. Yeah, got to be very careful of falling down that slippery slope of you letting the fame go to your head. But they look pretty smart, to be honest, don't they? And yeah, I trust them. But thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Let me get rid of that because that's a very silly story, but it made me happy, so I don't care. And the last one that I was going to talk about today, guys, is something, we're going to leave on a high, I think. And you know how much we like to have a fun time on Mondays here on Rise and Shine. So we have talked about in the past some fantastic films returning to cinema this year. We talked about things like Wrath of Khan, which got people really excited. We've had some of the other Star Trek films come back. I think last year we had things like Transformers, the animated film, came back, but The Thing is returning to cinemas in June for its 40th anniversary, and I am very excited for reasons. So, the iconic sci fi horror is returning to cinemas to celebrate 40 years of terror. 2022 is the milestone year of several 80s classics. One of those will be a film that's had a rocky history, but a major legacy. That film is, of course, John Carpenter's 1982 sci fi horror, The Thing. Last week, Carpenter himself announced that the film will be brought back to theatres, courtesy of Fathom Events this June, to celebrate 40 years. So, this is what he tweeted out. The Thing is 40 years old. Get your tickets to see it in theatres 2 days only on June 19th and 22nd at Fathom Events. That is so cool. So let's see what else they've got to say. Let me take a quick drink. Director John Carpenter from Halloween, obviously, teams Kurt Russell's outstanding performance with incredible visual effects to create a chilling version of the classic The Thing. Set in the winter of 1982, at a research station in Antarctica, a 12-man research team finds an alien being that has fallen from the sky and has remained buried in the snow for over 100,000 years. Soon, it's unfrozen, unleashed, creating havoc and terror as it changes forms and becomes one of them. This special event will also feature the Terror Takes Shape documentary. This is so damn cool, guys. Let me quickly see what you guys are saying. Deepak Martin said, I thought The Thing delivered the Addams Family mail. You're not wrong. I mean, that is very true. Let's see what else we've got to say. Daniel says, seeing classics like The Thing in theatres is so great. It is. It really is. I love them bringing back. Nay says, wait, talking The Thing is leaving on a happy note. It is for me as a horror lover, absolutely. And I'm just happy that these films are being brought back to the cinema. So I'll take it as a happy note. I can get back to talking about the horses if you like. Let's see what else you guys have got to say. Renzira says, pretty sure The Thing has been on the Prince Charles Cinema before. That's kind of cool. Yep, Dave Bob says Star Trek The Motion Picture. I remember talking about that a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely. Devon Events is an excellent service. It does seem to be. I love that they put on these kind of special events for these classic films. And honestly, there's quite a few films that I would love to see again on the big screen, but The Thing is definitely one of them. It's one of my favourite horrors. Psychodwarf Sled Dogs. Nom 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 nom. Oh my god, you guys are crazy. Daniel says, is Purple the type of girl that loves horror but hides her watches wide-eyed? I am entirely a wide-eyed kind of girl. It takes a lot to really scare me with a horror film. I love visceral, gory horror films. I love more cerebral horror films. I love campy slasher horror films from the 80s. Pretty much anything horror I will watch, and B movies as well, things that used to be on sci-fi at 3:00 in the morning. I love those sort of films as well. Let's see. And Salty says, I don't know what the hell's in there, but it's weird and pissed off, whatever it is. Absolutely. Dovey, you have a fantastic day. Says after work, see you purple, see you chat. Have a wonderful day. Have a fantastic Monday. Take care. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's see what else they've got to say. So, The Thing was a passion project for John Carpenter, based off the 1938 novella Who Goes There by John W. Campbell Jr. The Thing is a story of tension, survival, and isolation. The movie stars Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, T.K. Carter, David Clennon, Keith David, Richard Dessart, Charles Hallahan, Peter Maloney. Let's see who else. Richard Masur. Yeah, great cast. Let's see who else we've got. All as a team of researchers isolated in the Antarctic as they desperately try to survive an invasion unlike any other. Absolutely. What makes The Thing stand out among countless other alien invasion stories is how the monster itself chooses to hide in plain sight. The creature is actually a parasite that can take on the body of other organisms. You think you're talking to a friend, when in reality, it's the creature. Another aspect of this feature that especially made the movie stand out was its special effects. As the creature is fought back against, its shape morphs and shifts until it becomes a nightmarish tangle of body parts and flesh. This made the film especially earn its infamy as well as its R rating. Absolutely. Whilst The Thing was a labour of love for Carpenter and his team, audiences didn't agree with them. The film was released on June 25th, 1982, and took the number 8 spot at the box office. At the same year, audiences were still riding the high from Spielberg's alien romp E.T., Extraterrestrial. Critics considered the film boring, excessively gory, and nihilistic. Many critics compared Carpenter's film to the first adaptation of the novella, the 1951 The Thing from Another World, which is also a fantastic film, which leaned more into suspense and less of the alien. Carpenter was devastated. Whilst he continued to make movies, the failure of The Thing hindered his self-confidence. It was some time before he would work up the nerve to talk openly about it. One of those moments was in 1985 to the monthly Star sci-fi magazine Starlog. So he was quoted as saying, "I was called a pornographer of violence. I had no idea it would be received that way. The Thing was just too strong for that time. I knew it was going to be strong, but I didn't think it would be too strong. I didn't take the public's taste into consideration." Now, I would argue that, yeah, it was gory, but I don't think it was too over the top. I thought that the whole thing that, made The Thing what it was the fantastic cast that they had together, the isolation, the paranoia that is built up throughout the film, and the amazing special effects. It all comes together to create a really fantastic horror film. But thankfully, like a lot of unrecognized brilliance, The Thing was able to gain a resurgence with the rise of home media. As time moved on, critics and audiences have since turned around to recognize The Thing for what it is, a masterpiece of suspense, special effects, and science fiction. You can catch this bit of horror history on June 19th and June 22nd of this year, and tickets are on sale now from Fathom Events. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think that's something that you would be interested in seeing? Do you think that it's worth going to see at the cinema? I would really love to see it. It's one of my favourites. Andy Masterson, good to see you, says, saw it in theatres, loved it. El Necron, then Beta's been crying for decades. Yeah, I don't think it was all that terrible. Let's see. Dave Bob says Snake Plissken would have kicked its ass. No doubt. I could not agree with you more. Good morning to Zax. Great to see you. Says good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good one. D-Bud Martin says it has Kurt Russell. Enough said. Indeed. Enough said. Could not say anything other than that. Gun Bunny, Fathom Events is realising that people are willing to fill the theatre for older films. Absolutely. And I think, if it gets people back into the theatres, that's a good thing, especially if they're going to be doing these special events. Now, this one they were talking about in the article, it's going to be shown alongside the documentary, which I think is really cool as well. So I'd definitely be willing to see more of these. Let's see what else. Nay 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 says, here's a recommendation for any horror comedy fans. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Yes, great film. I would also add to that list Black Sheep is great. And What We Do in the Shadows is a really good vampire/comedy film as well. Brandon says, holy cow, Fathom Events have had tons of special screenings for June. Nice. I'm going to have to check that out, see what else they've got on offer. But I really wish there was something like this over in the UK as well, because this seems like a really untapped market at the moment for people. Yes, people are slowly getting back into seeing films at the cinema and slowly kind of getting back to the whole idea of you going back out. But if this is what it takes to get people back in, then I think it's a great idea. Let's see, let's make sure I'm not missing anything. No, just having a quick check. Awesome. So every day they have something going on. I'm going to have to pull up the site once we're done and see what else is available, definitely. But this is the one that caught my attention, obviously, as a horror fan. And Leaky says, yes, I would be interested. I would as well. If there was something comparable over here, that would be fantastic. I think it's something that needs to be looked into very occasionally, especially during the summer. Places will do kind of, especially in London, will do random events, but it's usually not in a theatre. It's kind of like a pop-up theatre that they do. So it's more, it's not quite a drive-in, but it's an outdoors sort of thing. Daniel says, another great movie inspired from the mind of Lovecraft. Absolutely. We don't have enough good Lovecraft films. There's a few, but yeah, I would have really liked to have seen Guillermo del Toro's take on Lovecraft, because he always wanted to do In the Mountains of Madness, and I hope eventually he gets to see it, to do it, but we'll see. Let me say a massive thank you to Daniel, who sends us another super chat. Thank you so much. It says, a great and creepy little horror film. It Follows. Yes, absolutely. Great film. There's some really good horror films out there, and people say that horror as a genre is kind of dying out. I don't think it is. I think, but you do have to really kind of look for these gems. There's been some really good ones. Great to see you. Awesome one. Good morning. He says, good morning, Carver of Lovelies. Absolutely. Gun Bunny Goonies is coming to theatres in June. Nice. That one I can imagine being really popular. That is awesome. Another fantastic film. Let's see. Dave Bob says, drive-in theatres, love them. Never got to visit one. I was really hoping that it would be something that kind of pops up, especially whilst everyone was, we couldn't actually go to cinemas. I thought that would have been kind of like the logical thing to do. Just set up in a big field, let people drive up with their cars and enjoy films that way. But it never came about, unfortunately. But it's on my bucket list. I still want to go to a drive-in. And I'm pretty sure that you guys in the US still have them. Zach says Del Toro would do well with it. Yes, definitely with Lovecraft, because he's got that kind of eye, and he said in the past that he's definitely been heavily influenced by Lovecraft. Secret Cinema do live events for films in London. Not sure if they do it in other places in the UK. Yeah, that's, I think, the one that I was thinking of. If I remember correctly, they do kind of like 3 films shown back to back, which is pretty cool, but it does depend on the films, because they're never of the same genre. If I remember correctly, they'll do like a comedy, action, and then something else. But if you get 3 great films, then it's definitely worth doing. Uh, and Isaj the Melody, great to see you, says, "Hey, Purple, we have drive-in theatres in my hometown in Idaho. Nice. Quite brilliant, honestly. I am actually quite jealous. I don't know why I want to go with them, but I definitely want to. It's just something that I've never done before. I think that's why it appeals to me that much." And Psycho Dwarf says, "Most scary film, Showgirls." You guys are crazy, but I do love it. So let me stop sharing that. That is it's going to be the show for today, guys. Hope you had fun. I know I did. I love getting to do these Monday shows. I think this is probably going to be the format going forward, at least for a while. I'm going to find the most bizarre or at least funny stories that I can find to kind of kick the week off in the most positive way possible, I think. So that's I will endeavour to do so. Guys, before we go, let me just post in the chat. We have got on Salty's channel coming up in a little bit. We've got another short. This was from the show that we got to do with Az, which was a lot of fun. So please check that out. I know there's a lot of people streaming this week as well. I know Brandon's got videos coming out as well. We've got lots more streams to do. We're going to get more streams coming out Wednesday and Friday, obviously on Rise and Shine. I'm going to try and get the Dark and Disturbing done this week as well. And guys, let us know if you enjoyed the Supernatural Showdown. I loved getting to do the first episode. Love the format that we've come up with. So looking forward to doing another one of those really soon as well. But let me say a huge thank you to everybody who joined today. Thank you to everybody who sent member chats, who sent super chats. You guys are amazing as always. So take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and no doubt we will see each other very soon. Take care, guys, and thank you.